Emma felt the danger before she even saw his face. The train rattled through the Kansas plains, sun burning through the windows, and a heavy boot suddenly hooked the leg of her seat as if to claim it. She looked up and saw him. Frank Daly. A man with a grin that felt like a hand on her throat. He leaned closer as the train rocked. His breath smelled of whiskey and dust. "So you traveling alone?" "Sweetheart." Emma tightened her grip on her travel satchel. "Please keep your distance." Frank chuckled softly as if her fear entertained him. "I like the shy ones. Makes the surprise sweeter." Passengers around them pretended not to hear. He placed his hand on the bench, just inches from her thigh. "You got a name, or should I call you mine?" Emma forced herself to look away, eyes fixed on the passing fields, trying to breathe. She had come here for a marriage contract, a fresh start, a chance to belong. Not this. Frank leaned even closer. "You know what men around here like," she whispered. "Please stop." Frank laughed again. "I asked you a question, darling. You gonna answer?" Emma stood up fast, trying to slip past him. Frank rose too, blocking her path with a confident shift of his body. His hand brushed her waist, and she gasped and stumbled backward. The train screeched as it slowed into Dodge City. A broad-shouldered rancher in a worn cavalry coat stepped onto the platform, scanning faces with the wary look of a man who had seen too much war and too many bad seasons. Cole Turner. His hands bore the scars of Gettysburg and bad winters alike. Emma had never seen him, yet somehow knew it was him. Frank followed her off the train and noticed where she was looking. His smile twisted. "Well now, you must be the little bride," he ordered. He had heard the conductor joking with another hand about a farmer out of Dodge City, about a man named Cole Turner who had ridden east for a bride. Frank had land just a few miles outside that town, and in a place this small, news did not stay on the tracks for long. Emma froze. Frank stepped behind her and murmured close to her ear, "That rancher is old, weak. A man like that can't protect a woman like you." Emma pulled away from him and hurried toward Cole. Her legs felt heavy, but she pushed forward anyway. Cole met her with unsure eyes. "Are you Emma Whitfield?" She nodded. Before she could speak another word, Frank tipped his hat and called out, "Take good care of her, Cole. She's a pretty one." Then he walked off the platform, still smiling like he already owned the ending. Later, at the ranch, Emma slipped on loose hay. Cole caught her quickly, gripping too hard in his rush to steady her. Both fell onto the soft pile. Her dress tore at the thigh, cloth ripping loud in the quiet barn. "Don't. You tore my dress." Her voice shook. Cole stepped back at once, his jaw tight. "I grabbed you too rough. That will not happen again." Lying there in the hay, Emma realized one hard truth. Out here, a woman either found the right man to stand in front of her, or she learned to stand alone. You ever wonder what kind of man you would trust to stand in front of you out there? Emma did not sleep well that first night at the ranch. Every sound felt louder in the dark. The hoot of an owl, the creak of an old board, even the whisper of the wind seemed too close. She kept seeing Frank on that train, leaning in with that awful grin, like he already owned her fate. Then she saw Cole in the barn, wide-eyed and ashamed as he backed away from her torn dress. Two men, two very different kinds of fear. The morning sun warmed the yard, but Emma still felt the chill from the night before. Cole waited on the porch with 2 tin cups of coffee. He did not look at her right away. He just held the second cup out like a peace offering. His voice was low and soft. "Emma, I am sorry about yesterday, but I should have been more careful." She nodded once. "I know you did not mean to scare me." Cole looked relieved, but not fully. Men like him carried guilt the way other folks carried dust on their boots. Once it settled, it never fully left. He showed her around the ranch, step by step, speaking gently, pausing often like he did not want to overwhelm her. The open field stretched forever, golden in the morning light. The cattle grazed near the fence. It was peaceful in a way Emma had never known. Still, she felt a strange tension in the air, as if something unwanted lingered close. That feeling proved right. Frank rode up just before noon, smiling like he had been invited. His ranch sat over the far ridge, close enough that he could see Cole's smoke on a clear day. He had run cattle along this valley for years, and he liked to think every fence post around here owed him something. He tipped his hat at Emma with the same hungry eyes she had seen on the train. "Morning, sweetheart. Hope the ranch is treating you kindly." Emma stepped back without thinking. Cole noticed. His jaw tightened. "Say what you came to say, Frank. Then ride on." Frank shrugged. "Maybe I am just checking on my new neighbor. Maybe I am checking on your future bride. A man never knows what might happen out here." Emma felt her stomach knot. Cole stepped between them with a quiet firmness. "She is under my roof. That means she is safe. You can head home now." Safe is a funny word, Cole. Folks think they are safe, right up until they are not. He winked at Emma, climbed back on his horse, and rode off slow enough to keep her heart beating too fast. Even when Cole tried to make her laugh by teaching her how to hold a lasso, she kept glancing toward the road as if Frank might appear again. And Cole noticed. He watched her in the quiet way older men do when they care more than they know how to sow. Frank had ridden off, but his dust still hung in the air. Emma did not know when he would be back, only that men like him almost never stayed gone. The question was not if Frank would cross her path again, it was how bad it would be when he did. Emma woke up early the next morning with a knot of worry still sitting in her chest. The memory of Frank smiling at her from his saddle kept flashing through her mind, like a shadow refusing to leave. But something else tugged at her, too, a quieter feeling, a feeling that came from the way Cole stepped between her and danger without a second thought. She found him already outside, fixing a loose fence post. His shoulders looked tired, but his eyes softened when he saw her. "Morning, Emma. Thought you might sleep in today." She shook her head. "I wanted to help if I can." Cole hesitated, then handed her a pair of leather gloves. "All right, just stay close. This place can bite if you do not know where to step." They worked side by side in the warm Kansas sun. It was the first time she had seen anything close to a smile on his face. By midday, he led her to the corral and showed her how to brush one of the calmer horses. He showed her how to check for ticks along the neck and stones caught in the hooves, little things that could lame a horse and cost a man his livelihood. Emma hesitated when the giant creature snorted near her ear. Cole stepped behind her, his voice steady and calm. "He is gentle. Just let him know you are not scared," Emma whispered. "I'm trying." Cole nodded. "I see that." For the first time since she stepped off that train, she felt safe. Out on the plains. Feeling safe and being safe were two very different things. Not because danger was gone, but because someone finally